All right, boys and girls, here we are. Um, See if you can find this sheet in your packet and pull it out. And we're going to work through this page together. When we write the time, we have to use a couple of things. And you might have talked about this when you were doing this on practice in the classroom. So before we even start, please make sure to remember to write your name at the top. We had some papers come back from our last DLD day where we had boys and girls forget to write their names on their papers, and it makes it hard to know whose it is. So please do that up at the top. And then let's look at our first clock here in the first box. And when we look at this, we know that it's going to be o'clock because it is pointing at the 12. And our hour hand, which is the shorthand, is pointing towards the 2. So we would read this clock as 2 o'clock. And we would write that as 2, our dot dot, our colon, and 00, which stands for o'clock. All right, we're going to go down the page and we're going to look at all of the o'clock ones before we look at the half past ones. So let's move on down here and look really close. You know it's going to be an o'clock because that minute hand is pointing at the 12. It's the long hand. And so look at where that short hand is pointing. Can you tell me what time this clock says? I hope you all said 10 o'clock. And so when we write that, we need to put our 10, our 2 dots or the colon, and our 00. And we read that as 10 o'clock. I am so proud of you. I want to see if you can do this one on your own, and then we'll check it together, okay? So look at that hour hand, look at the minute hand, and see if you can write down the correct answer. And I'm going to write mine, and then we're going to compare. All right. Did you write the same thing I did? I hope you wrote 8 o'clock. Very good. All right, let's try the last one. Look really close. Look where that short hand is pointing, our hour hand. That gives us a clue as to what number we're going to write first. Let's see. See if you can compare it to mine. Did you write 5 o'clock? If you did, kiss your brain. What a smart boy and girl you are right now. So proud of you. Now, let's look at our half past. All right? So we talked about that on our analog clock, and we did a little practice. Let's see if we can remember how to do it on here. Now, when we look, we know it's half past because our minute hand, or the long hand, is pointing at the 6. And we want to look at what number did our hour hand just go past. So when we look on here, our hour hand looks like it's just past the 1. So our first number that we're going to write is going to be 1. And then we have our colon, the 2 dots. And when we write half past, we write it as 30 because it is 30 minutes past 1 o'clock. And we read this as 1:30. All right, let's go on to the next one. And when I look at this clock, I'm going to look over here at my hour hand so I can see what one it just went past. And I'm looking, and if I try to look at here, I see that it's between the 9 and the 10. So it just went past the 9 because the 9 comes first. So I know that it's going to say 9 and my colon, and it's half past, so it's 30 minutes past. So my time says 9:30. Are you understanding how to do this? I sure hope so. Look at the next one, and let's see. I want you to think really hard. What time did it just go past? Which number did the hour hand just pass? I hope you said 3. If you did, you are so right. So we're going to put 3 in our colon. And remember, when it's half past, we say it's 30 minutes past. So it says 3:30. Now we have one more to do. Let's see. Look really close. Check out that hour hand. I'm going to write mine. You write yours. And let's see if we have the exact same answer. Did you write 11:30? If you did, I am so proud of you. Congratulations. Because we know that the hour hand just went past the 11 and it's on the 6. And so we are 30 minutes past. So it says 11:30. Great job, boys and girls. Wonderful time. You do not need to bring this paper back to school because we did it together. But I do have something else for you to do. There is another sheet in your paper. That looks like this. It's springtime. I know we're not there yet. Maybe I'm just hoping that we'll get there soon. Please remember to write your name up at the top. And on this page, you don't have to write the time. You just have to fill in the circle that tells what time it is. So if we are looking at this, you can use a pencil to do this, or you can use a crayon, or you can use a marker, whatever you have at home that's convenient. And you are going to fill in the circle that tells us what time it is. And you will see that there are some that are at half past, and you will see that there are some that are at o'clock. So make sure you're looking at where that hour hand is and see if you can fill in the circle for the correct time for all 6 of these clocks. And then when you turn it over, there is a second part which is talking about just half past. And on this page, you have to actually write the time. And remember, whatever time that hour hand just passed is the first number that you're going to write. And then the 30 minutes is going to be the second part of it. So like just for instance, this one, I'm going to give you a little clue. It's past the 12 and it's half past. So we would call that 12:30. So you want to make sure that you write it as 12:30. All right, I hope you've enjoyed learning about telling time on an analog clock at o'clock and half past. Remember to make sure your name is on this paper and bring it back in your packet, and I will see it back here on Tuesday morning. Good work, boys and girls. Keep practicing.